is that we are all here because this couple right here has touched us in some special way, shape, or form. What a beautiful wedding it was. Never have I ever seen a more beautiful bride up and down the aisle. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Did you see me up there with my back to the church the whole time? My knees are killing me. And I'm still convinced, no matter what any of you tell me or whatever Joe says, that that was some form of punishment for something that I did years past. So, thank you. When Joe first gave me the phone call and told me that he had proposed to Sonia, I was so happy for the big guy. I asked him to give me every detail, and he told me about it. And the next statement he said, "Mike, you're going to be the best man." And he said it exactly like that. It was almost like, don't mess it up. You know what I mean? So, but boy was I pumped for him. And my very next thought were three things. Wow, me and him are getting old. Probably not true. But two, I finally get to plan a bachelor party. And three, I finally have to give a best man speech. And I've never been nervous before, but damn, I am now. At that moment, I'd never be able to say that all the things that I wanted to about how gorgeous, wonderful, and amazing that Sonia really is, or even get close to tell you how much of an amazing man my brother's grown into all these years after growing up with them. Growing up as a twin, I was forced to share almost everything I have with Joe. Christmas gifts, bunk beds, my Hulk Hogan pillow buddy, my Transformers action figures, clothes, our first Nintendo. What's worse is I could never get a break from the guy. I was around him 24/7. Imagine, he couldn't even get me to live in my own egg or even my own womb. I've never had my own birthday. I finally had my first birthday cake on my own when I went to college and was away from him. So it was fantastic. And I said, hey, once, you know, we were dressed up like, you know, till we were 5 years old. I had red, he had blue, matching everything. And I said, you know, finally we get our own wardrobe. Until today, Joe told me we had to dress like this. I'm like, we haven't matched long enough? Even today, Joe, there was one time I was out with Joe and I bought a pair of shoes and he's like, oh, no one will notice. Tell me you don't notice stuff matching right now. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry, I had to go between pages. It's too much for me I want to say. So, the other thing that I always wanted to say was that Joe's always reminded me throughout life that he was first. Telling me every day how he was the oldest. It'd be an ongoing battle. Mike, I was born 2 minutes before you. I was like, no, you were born a minute and a half. Almost like we recollect the day that happened. So arguments like that went on for 18 years of my life until we finally stopped sharing our rooms. But now, Joe, I'm here standing in front of you to tell you, you are first. You're first to take the long walk to the altar. First to put those rings on. And first away to steal away the girls of your dreams. And that's Sonia right there. Today's the day. The first day of the rest of your life. And boy, am I happy you were first. And about that sharing thing we were talking about, she's all yours, big guy. Growing up, my mother raised Joe, my sister, and myself primarily alone, with a much absent father. Hell of a job, Mom. Look at this guy. My grandfather, who we adoringly loved, passed when we were 12. He was our football coach, our friend, a second father, and a role model. He passed away of lung cancer. In those years when he was battling cancer, Joe and myself stayed at my grandmother's house and learned from him every single day. We watched Noma when he was a sock. Fantastic. So he gave us a bunch of life lessons. Things like, don't do drugs, do your work, love your family, throw the last punch, not the first, love your wife, and always do the right thing. On his deathbed, he said one thing to me and Joe, and I know Joe lives by it still today, and this is why he is the man he is today. He said, Joe, all you have to do in life is be a stand-up guy. And Joe, you've become that and more. I am proud to be your brother. When I first met Sonia, I was like, hey, good looks, Joe. Doing well, buddy. She was quiet at first, but boy, that didn't last for long. You see, you always have to dish it out if we were with Joe. And honestly, I think she wins. Just Thursday at the wedding rehearsal dinner, Joe caught me talking with my hands, doing a lot of this. And Joe started giving me a hard time. I was like, why are you talking with your hands? Instantaneously, Sonia steps up, she's like, you talk with your hands too. pulling some Chuck Norris movements. Look at you, Joe. That's what you're doing. So I like how, and I love how she sticks up for my brother, and it's a real difficult thing to do. They're perfect for each other. Joe always needs a girl or a strong woman to knock him down a few steps. So I'm glad about that. The smile that they have on their faces when they're disputing the littlest arguments make me laugh. And the way that they do it with such fervor and such happiness is a beautiful thing. If any argument can continue with you guys with the smiles on your face, you guys will never have any problems. Joe, you are lucky to have this beautiful Portuguese woman. But Sonia, I'd like to tell you what you've got. A stand-up guy who will never leave your side. To Sonia, I wish all the love and happiness that a man can bring you, and Joe will do just that. And to Joe, I wish you all the dishes, vacuuming, and other things that could be on that wonderful honey-do list. Honey-do this, honey-do that. In all seriousness, love each other daily, cherish the good moments, even the bad. Enjoy every moment you have together because this bond is eternal, and time flies by when you're having fun. Welcome to our family, Sonia. I'm glad to have gained a sister and a friend. Thanks, guys.